Hello, this is Joshua, November 5 Foxtrot Yankee. I am here at Fort Yargo State Park in Georgia, my local POTA park, and it's a little rainy out. It's supposed to be passing. I think it's kind of dragging on. So I found myself in the pavilion. Not really anyone else here except for there's a host in this area of the park, a camp host, so there's someone camping over there. But anyway, I'm going to throw a line up in that tree, and I've got a new radio to play with today. It's actually the second time I've had it out, but the first one, I don't know that the video will turn out very good for that. So let me show you what's in the pack. If you're interested in watching the antenna deployment, then stay tuned. Otherwise, feel free to skip ahead, but I'll give it away. I'm sure it'll be in the title anyway. It's the FTX-1. So I'll go ahead and pull that out now, but I just have it in a Lowepro camera case here. I think it's a video camera case, not really sure. I actually got this thing with another radio I bought a while back. I'm not even sure what model it is, but it does fit nicely in there. So yeah, I don't see the model anywhere on it. If you're really curious about which one it is, shoot me an email. Maybe I can find it on here somewhere. That's just a origin sticker. There it is. Make sure this is on the radio. I do have the Bluetooth module on it. I don't have the GPS module, and I don't have the cage yet for it. I thought maybe I would make this a longer activation and then do some voice after my CW activation, but I didn't bring the microphone, so that won't be happening. A little unfortunate there, but that's all right. I will say the quarter 20 on the bottom is quite useful for a tripod in the field. So this is not a soda rig, but that's what I did yesterday. Excuse me, 2 days ago. If I pop the battery off, though, you can see there's a quarter 20 on the back of it as well. Is that a quarter 20? It kind of looks slightly smaller, so maybe it's not. So I guess I'm not certain I know what that's for, but anyway, I did also get the FX80 for this radio. So the FX80 will go on the back, and it'll install with the battery, so you can use those two at the same time. But anyway, I'll get the antenna deployed, and we'll get the radio set up, and we'll go from there. I kind of just threw a few things that I need, because I'm not going to have a Go kit for this radio. So I've got a GoRuck field pocket here. That's the GR1 Dyneema backpack there as well. Pretty big fan of the GoRuck line of devices, of packs and whatnot. This is a VK3IL pressure paddle. This is actually the one I stole out of my TX500 case. I need to make a few more of those. I actually really like that. That'll be my backup, though. I'll pull out my primary. I'm going to run the N0SA. I think this is an SP4. It does not have the holes drilled in the finger pads, which is a little unique. And then I just designed a quick cover to fit over top of mine. I ended up sending one to another ham for his radio, and it didn't fit properly. So I guess not all the SP4s are the same dimensions. This is just 10 feet of RG316, and then I've got it with a nice, very visible color coating over top of it. It's actually a sleeve. I might put these in the shop soon. I think I've said that before. If there's interest, I could probably do other colors as well. And then this is just a CMC common mode choke, also with a cover over it. I don't plan to put this in line, but if I have any current issues, I can do that. Today I'm going to run 40 meters and then possibly 20, depending on how long I'm here. So I've got an infit half wave that's 20 meter plus a 40 meter add-on. And then I've got a throw line. This is just a little, I think it's also a Dyneema bag, but I've got 100 feet of throw line there, and then an 8-ounce weaver. I probably should have a 10-ounce weaver with the foliage that we're seeing on the tree right now, but this is the one that's in the pack, so that's what we'll use. So I should need all of that except for this key. So we'll set that aside. Okay, and then I was going to put that out to set the radio on. I'm actually going to log on my iPad today. Normally I use my phone, but the larger surface will be pretty nice. And then just to show you what else is in the pack, my KH1. That's pretty much always in there. And a few other things that aren't of quite so much interest. Okay.
Hey,
Yeah.
you've already paid for this spot.
Say again?
You've already paid for this spot.
Okay. All right, so pretty big change of plans here. I've got to set up on this wet table. So grabbed another towel out of the car. I've got yet another kind of wet barrier blanket I can use, I think. It's a Matador like picnic blanket, but it's pretty waterproof. Actually, I think I might fold it out underneath the towel. Use the towel to keep things somewhat dry. And then I'm going to double it, yeah. I'm going to be able to pull it up over top of the radio, which will be good. Some other things will get wet in here, but that's all right. Okay, I think that's everything I need from here. I think everything else I threw into. Yeah. My pack will end up being wet, but it should stay dry on the inside since it's Dyneema. So we'll leave that alone. Set this down. Bottom of the camera bag will definitely be wet, but that's okay. Okay. Pull the radio out here real quick. All right. This will be fun. Throw line bag. I can mostly keep that closed. If I get water in my key, that might be trouble, but you guys saw I've got a backup key. We'll be okay there. Key plugged in. I feel like I'm being a little risky here with playing with a new expensive radio with water dropping, but we're going to go for it. I'm not a big fan of coming out here to pack up and go back home. All right, so antenna HF should be the top port. That's really bad timing. I just got water in that connector. I think it'll be okay. And because it's a resonant, I don't need the tuner, which I didn't show you that. I did bring my T1 as a backup in case it's needed. And then I also brought another antenna, a 9-to-1. Actually, the same one I used with this 2 days ago on my soda. It's a 9-to-1, 17-foot counterpoise, and 41-foot radiator. All right, let's see what this looks like. Try and get some decent camera angle here. Get you a decent view. I think this will work. Let's go ahead and get this turned on and see what we've got. All right, we'll keep that to rush the radio off. All right, and I need to change bands, which is the top button. That's not the band I wanted. Go to 7. Yeah, we're gonna be getting dripped on all day. That's okay. I mean, it's a beautiful, beautiful radio. Audio is fantastic on it. Receive is also fantastic. I'm really curious to see where this pops up on Sherwood's list. Doesn't matter too much because for me it's a fantastic receiver and I'm going to be happy with it. I didn't even see the SWR meter move. That's weird, it like ticked up after it stopped keying. I'm going to say that's a good sign. 10-foot counterpoise in the coax shield, and then 40 meter resonant length, so roughly 62.5 feet or something. I don't know exactly what I've got it cut to, but just sloped up to the tree. I guess I could show you that. So I kind of wrapped the coax around the picnic table bench, but 49-to-1 here, and it's just sloped up into that tree. So I think that will do the trick. Let's see if we can move this a little bit closer. That'll work. Okay. Get my log set up here. I got you. Holy cow. Thank you, Dennis. Thought I heard another N4 in there. He's down there. Who's more than? I don't know why I gave him a 5.5. He's about a 5.7 maybe. certainly got the activation in. I think I'm going to call maybe a few more times. And I think we'll switch to 30. We'll see. I can't do 30 on this antenna. I was thinking I had the other one installed. That's okay. I think we might go to 20. We'll see how much longer we stay here. All right, good time for a picture. Show the shenanigans of keeping everything covered up here. Try and get a good picture of the radio. I was not paying attention again. MX? It's okay. I got you. needs a little touch up. I really like this key though. It's I got my call sign on there, but it's an N0 SA. It's made so well. I like the feel of it. Not every key is for everybody, but I like this one. Larry does a nice job building keys. I do have his latest as well. I forget what it's called. It has a jack on it instead of the cord, which is pretty nice. How's he going? C? Are you telling me it's C? So it stopped raining, which is great, but like I mentioned earlier, I'm under a tree, so the tree is still dripping on us. I did change the display here. Obviously there'll be much better videos to watch this, but I've got the oscilloscope, the AF FFT, so your audio frequency, free Fourier transformation or something like that. And then I've got the 3D scope on instead of the waterfall. Or not scope, but they call this whole thing the scope, but anyway. Almost too much to look at. Of course, I got two VFOs to look at as well, which is not necessary. I guess I could have done this. There we go. This is probably better. It does help if you send your call sign correctly. Big old drops coming down. All right, I'm gonna switch to 20 meter and see what happens. Oh, I didn't even realize that's a quick button for narrow and wide. hold it down for mode on the top here. Press for narrow or wide. I need to go. I know there's a fast button on here, but yeah, it's right there. I don't mind spinning the dial. SWR looks fine here. I could remove the link, but really no need. It's resonant on 20 as well. It's simply a full wave instead of a half. The wind is starting to pick up a little bit though. I might need to make sure this doesn't get blown off and then have a water drop. My log switched. 14063. There we go. Actually, I think I'm going to change the break-in delay slightly longer just so it's not clickety-clack so much. Get it between words is okay, but I don't need full break-in for what I'm doing. I like to change it on speed. Not that I'm very good at slowing down, or changing rather, I should say, but I like to change it to CW speed so I can slow down if needed. I don't think I've seen a spot yet. Nothing on 20. Let me see what spots are on 20. Band 20, mode CW6. Not a ton. That's rough. 5.3 OPA? Oh, he's not. He's clear. He's way down there, though. I wasn't paying attention, but he's probably like a 5.39. You know, I don't worry too much about this because a lot of my radios don't have the ability to change it, but I need to actually turn down my monitor level. I don't need it that loud. I do like to have it probably louder than most, but I don't need it quite that loud. Shoot, W7M. Was that not your call sign? Well, we got him in there. He's a short talker. $20 meters is slow. It's also only 915 local. I should have maybe even put up the other antenna, but I already ran that with this, so I wanted to run my resonant. Very happy with the resonant. I don't have 30 meters though if I'm set up this way. I've got time. I might just switch that out. I'm going to do that. I'm going to set up the T1 with a random wire. I won't bore you with the video, so I'll pause real quick. I'm going to swap it out. All right, so I got the other antenna deployed. Yeah, a little bit of heat on that. Probably not surprising considering I have it backed up against the towel there. Not hot, but warm. Not concerning, but okay. I think I'm going to scoot this back just a hair, and I'm going to get my FT1 installed. Got some music back there. Not my music. Oh, funny. I guess we'll see how the audio turns out on this, but I think you're going to have some music in the background. All right, what I wanted to do, the reason for getting the antenna swapped out is to run 30 meters, so let's do that now. It's kind of loud. I'm not going to worry about power. Nope. Break-in is off. There we go. All right, let's go. I don't remember what calling frequency is here, but I'll just go. How about 120? Probably doesn't matter. Barely moving. Well, hopefully no one was there. Kind of feels silly to tune and then call QRL. If somebody was there, though, they'd certainly be ready to tell me to go away. All right, so we are on 10120. So we got reverse beacon network here. Wow. Having some trouble there again. I'm not going to be able to hear weak stations over that. Nobody on 30. We maybe go back to 40. All right, let's go back to 40. Set band. And let me update my log. 7063. Oops. Helps if you tune. And there's stations out there. Quiet. All right, let's go hunting. I got my activation in for sure. Let me do some hunting here. What I wanted to see, my dad was actually activating. He didn't call me. Let me see if he's still activating. I'll call him. I think he was on 40. Yeah, he might still be there. 55.
Sometimes an identity threat is a ring of professional hackers, and sometimes it's an overworked accountant who forgot to encrypt their connections, sending bank details. And you need LifeLock because your info is in endless places. It only takes one mistake to expose you to identity theft.
He might be done already. Oh, 21 minutes ago. Yeah, he's done. Or having trouble. All right, let's see here. 1 minute ago at 4.7. I should look to see where that's at, but 4.7. This was Maine. I don't know that I'm gonna get Maine. Let's see, we got 6.6. There he is. All right, we got that guy in there. Let's see. 2 minutes ago, 4.7. I already checked that one. Illinois, I can probably get Illinois, 4.65. Let's see here. Oops, 4. I don't think they were calling me back. Let's see what they do here. AE4XO, Georgia. Lake Russell. That might be too close, too far for ground wave. Let's see, 4.52. Oh, that was 16 minutes ago. Yeah, okay. Let's try this guy one more time in Maine. And I'm going to see real quick if anybody's on 30. There's one on 30. Yeah, he's super weak there. All right, let's go back to 20. Yeah, okay. We're gonna go to 20 and do some hunting. There's somebody there. Move off frequency so I can tune. I don't think I hear anybody there. Okay. Let's see, there's one down here at 4-1. North Carolina is generally a little too close for me, but we'll see if we can hear. Yeah, we got hunters here. This S meter does not appear to be right. Well, okay, that's all right. 20 meters is real quiet, which is nice, but like that appears to be a really strong signal. But my S meter is not even, barely even moving on that. So anyway, 461. Those were hunters, so 461. Oh man, John was, not John, Jim. 534. I think I missed him. I'd love to get Jim in my log. He might be done. Oh, maybe not. You know what? I might call on 60 again, around 20 meters again. I'm going to 60. What are we doing here? Not a very good multitasker. Let's go here. Ooh. Virginia. I can't hear him. Excuse me. South Carolina. All right, let's go to Virginia. Sweet. All right, got another park to park. And then this might have been the last one. South Carolina is going to be probably too close. Let's see, 469. Depends on where, but probably too close. And let's see, have any new ones? We've got Netherlands. Oh, question mark. This might be our. Nevada. Okay, we've got another one in here we might be able to get. It's questionable. We'll try it. Sending a question mark makes me think it's the activator, but it's the only thing I've heard. Hang out here for just a second. Okay, 573. 5. Ooh. So that's a hunter, but the activator I think I could hear just before that. Super quiet. Yes. Let's let him work the station, then I might turn him up. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna call again because I would like to. Do my frequency switch here, 14063. Let's see if we can work there again. Nope. 63. I don't want to be too close to somebody. All right, 64. That music is just not cool. It's way too loud. There's not even anybody over there at the moment. It is a slow one, no doubt. So I've had 2 activations on this same battery without charging it, and it's still showing 3 bars. Yeah, I'm sure you can see somewhere in there what the actual voltage is, which would be my preference because I'm familiar with the 3S LiPo voltage range. But it thinks it's still full, or at least full 3 bars, which is kind of cool. Let's set up a memory. Message. Oops. I don't know what that just did. I don't know how to set those where I want them. I think you actually go into the menu and do them there, but well, oh. I don't know what that's doing. I don't know how to use the message memories on here. I almost never use message memories anyway. I really should, especially for slow days like this, but I think you got to do it up in the menu. So if I go here, I think it might be in here. Yeah. There we go. Text, message. Okay, well, I guess I don't know. Okay, so you can set it up as a memory or a message in here, but I think, I don't know. I'm gonna have to read the manual on that one. I'm sure it's not overly complicated, but I'm not sure how to do that right away. Anyway. Yeah, silly. Yep, there we go. I got you, James. We got a rag chewer here. That's okay. Don't get a lot of stations out of Mexico, so that's kind of fun. Holy cow. How did I do that? I ended up doing it again. All right, I'm going to pack it in here. Okay, I got a little bit of packing to do here, and a little bit of water moisture management. But this was definitely a success. The music behind me is quite unfortunate because I think it's overly loud, but I guess that's just me. Getting my antenna pulled down. Worked quite a few on 20, quite a few on 40. My map isn't working here, but kind of all over the eastern half of the states, but also out into, well, we got one in Mexico, and then we got one KJ7DT, which I forget where that was. I think it was, oh, that's Idaho. And then we got one up in Ontario, up in Maine. Those were all 20 meters, and then all the 40 were quite a bit closer. So really not a lot of contacts, but certainly a success. A lot of fun. Very happy with the radio. Battery life on it seems to be fantastic, which I hope so because it's a pretty large battery, but it's also not a low current draw receive only. So I mean, it's definitely going to pull down some juice, but I think the battery for it seems to be adequately sized. So take this out to your park, and I don't think you'll have too much concern starting off with the charged battery. I mean, if you're going to work all day long or run a ton of digital, or if you're going to run the fan on it, which I don't think the fan actually works with the battery. I think the idea there is you're going to have external power anyway. But I think the battery life is going to be pretty decent. So I don't know how many times I'll have it out in the field, but I do know I'll be enjoying it quite a bit in the shack. I've already put out some feelers to sell my 710. So if you happen to be in the market for an FT710, and it's pretty near to when this video is released, it might still be available. Give me a shout. I love the 710, but I don't need to have both radios if I've got the Optima package for this one. So this one has been pretty good. I look forward to using it with the FC80, so the tuner that goes on the back. I think that's also going to be quite nice. Again, it's not a light radio. I did take it out SOTA 2 days ago, just for the heck of it. Not exactly a SOTA rig, but of course it worked fantastic. I put it on a tripod and I sat in my chair, kind of packed in quite a bit. We'll call that a training pack. Too much weight in it, but I was with my boys and that worked out really well. It was a little over 2 miles. Pretty rough hike. They did great, and it was a good success. Actually had rain then as well, so I need to try to avoid this rain a little bit better. Anyway, real happy with it. I think it's definitely a keeper, so that's the plan. I don't know how many times it'll be in the field, but I think it'll come out occasionally. So anyway, if you're still with me, thanks for watching. Hopefully the chapters were helpful. You can kind of skip around. This has been a little bit of a slow activation, but that's okay. Anyway, thanks for watching. This is Joshua, November 5, Foxtrot Yankee 72.